Hi everyone, welcome back for another episode of Adams for the Love of Movie Picks. I do apologize about last week there, folks. As you can tell, I'm a little under the weather. I was not feeling all that great last Sunday, and I haven't really been feeling great all week. So I do apologize for not bringing a a video last week. A movie to do a video on, but we're back this week, and I've got a twofer for you this week. So we are going to be talking about the original Red Dawn. Sorry, trying to get the glare off there, from 1984, and then the remake from 2012. So we're going to start off with the original 1984 Red Dawn. It's got quite a few well-known actors in it. Patrick Swayze being the main one. C. Thomas Howell is in it. Leah Thompson, Charlie Sheen, Jennifer Grey, Harry Dean Stanton, and Powers Booth. That's pretty much the extent of the well-known actors. So both movies is basically the same premise. It's basically about World War III. Now with Red Dawn, because of the fact that it takes place in the 1980s, the invading armies are Russia, Soviet Union, and Cuba. Now this one is, still kind of, in towards the end of the Cold War, but I mean, the whole Cold War thing and the nukes and the Soviets was still a real thing when this movie was made. So, probably at the time it came out, it was a scary concept to think about. This is what would happen if the Soviets actually decided to invade. Basically they launched a surprise attack on the U.S. and a bunch of kids form a guerrilla rebel group to fight back. It's an interesting storyline. It's really well done. It's a lot of action, classic 1980s action movie. There's not much to say in terms of getting into the detail, but it's really worth a watch from start to finish. And yeah, I highly recommend it. And then going into the 2012 movie, you have got Chris Hemsworth, Josh Peck, Josh Hutcherson, Adriana Palacki, Isabel Lucas, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I'm trying to see who else is in this that I might recognize. Isabel Lucas. And that is pretty much the extent of the well-known actors in this one. Basically the same premise, except what's interesting. So, the one thing I've heard to say about the original 1984 Red Dawn is because it takes place in the 1980s, it's a lot of simplistic technology, both in military and the civilian. It's of that era. Whereas 2012, it's more of a modern twist on it. So obviously, besides the fact that it's not the Soviet Union and Cuba now, it's North Korea, maybe North Korea and Russia. I can't remember who the other one is with North Korea. But yeah, it's North Korea that's in it. And, they use a lot of sophisticated technology like EMP technology, communication, specialized communication technology. And then, of course, the civilian aspect of it, they're using things like cell phones in their guerrilla warfare. And just, again, just a really well done movie. Very well action-packed, simplistic storyline, but it drives home the point. If your home country was invaded, or your home, pretty much, not even your home country, your actual home, would you stand and fight? It's a very interesting kind of question and concept. Something to think about if it, God forbid, the realistic scenario ever happened. But yeah, there's things about each one that I like. They did, now, even though they're kind of the similar storyline, they did do a few things differently in each one. I'm not going to give too much away in case you've never seen either one, but let's just say they use a lot of the similar character names, like the two main guerrilla leaders. The original one, Patrick Swayze, Charlie Sheen, played brothers Jed and Maddie. Well, they used Jed and Maddie again with Chris Hemsworth, and I believe it's Josh Peck. But the way that the whole movie ends with the two of them is different. They add in a couple different characters A couple more characters than they did in the original with this one, and just how things end up is kind of different. So it's nice they twisted the storyline enough to kind of give it their own take on it, but not drastically change the overall movie. So yeah, I highly recommend seeing both Red Dawn movies. Obviously, I recommend watching them in order. Watch the original one so you can get the comparison to the remake of 2012. So that's pretty much it for this week, folks. I don't have much of a voice this week, so I'm cutting it short this week. Hopefully by next week I'll be feeling much better and we'll be able to do more in-depth movie. All right, folks? You take care of yourselves. Have yourselves a good one, and we'll see you next week.